Sometimes you can't play blind like everybody else play blind. Now, as I said last night, bless up, Sassy. Good morning, man. Grand rising to you. As I said last night, what's going on in the Cleveland Browns organization is controversy and there's a lot of drama. But I'm glad the Cleveland Browns and Shador Sanders got a win yesterday. And there's a lot of rumors going around now, in sports media that he might start. Thank you very much, and much blessings to you. I hope you have a great day, Sassy. Thank you. And I respect you for taking your time and coming on my live. Thank you very much. Your energy is much appreciated. I think that Kevin Stefanski, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how he won 2 Coaches of the Year award. And to me, I don't know why, bless up Top Shots, bless up. I don't know why people can't see that the Cleveland Brown organization they don't really rock with the young boy, because when you seen Oakland fans screaming for Shador yesterday, and I was like, wow, it's crazy when you out of town, right? And you get treated bad on your own team, but the fans, and even Geno Smith was happy for Shador. Like, in this world of humans that we live in, like, some people may think it's simple to say, right? But it's just true. Like, when everybody against you that's supposed to be with you, and you see people out there that this world calls strangers back you up, sometimes you gotta respect that, because it's messed up when you think that family and friends and close people will have your back. He will think that the Cleveland Browns organization will have his back, but you've seen how the Cleveland Browns organization treat him since he was drafted. And to me it's just sad, because, yeah, we could bring up color, we could bring up a lot of things, but when you bring up the truth, this world that we live in, they don't like the truth. And why would I say that? Because a world that we live in, living on a lie, right? Why would they like to hear the truth about certain matters, certain things, or certain people? This world is so used to living on lies where when they see truthful things and they don't like it. They don't like it. That's why you could come and be what you want in this world, because many people don't got no accountability of what they're doing. Many people ain't holding themselves responsible to what they're doing. And that's why I draw myself away from looking at how certain people act, because how certain people act, that's not you. And even if it's family and friends, okay? They always say birds of a feather flock together. Well, sometimes that's not always true. Okay? Because you got many times where you see some people, one grew up in the same neighborhood. One went to be a basketball player. One went to be a thief. One went to be a drug dealer. One went to be a gambler. One turned into a crackhead. One turned into a pothead. Many people will go into different things, so, and this is why I really don't like when people use that statement of saying your community, like you're a product of your environment. No. You're a product of what you train your mind to be. And people don't like to hear that from human beings. They rather say, oh, I grew up in the hood, so I'm going to act ignorant. I grew up in the suburbs, I'm supposed to act correct. Nah, it's not life at all. Human behavior is human behavior. And some humans would freestyle in this life because they have no order. People just have to admit to things in this world that they don't like to admit to. A lot of humans in this world don't have no order, and they don't know why they're living. They don't know which way to go. They just know that they're going. And this is why I will always speak up about life and certain things, because it's not correct for humans to be living in a life that they believe is right. Because even if you don't want to speak up about certain things, one day it's still gonna hit you. It's still gonna hit you one day, where it may affect you, and you're gonna want people to speak up for you. That's the crazy thing about life. Sometimes people won't do nothing for nobody until it happens to them. And that's a lot of selfish people on this earth. Like, you don't care about people, but when something happens to you similar, you would want people to care about you. Where human beings have to understand and overstand and understand. They say life is what you make it, right? Yeah, that could be true in many certain different ways, but life is gonna move how life gotta move, whether you like it or not. Whether you feel emotional to a situation or life or not, life is gonna move how it has to move. That means, what I mean by that is, if it say rain tomorrow and you hoping it don't rain, how the clouds and the skies is, don't matter what the lady or the man say on TV. If they do certain things behind scenes, yes, it may rain. But other than that, when certain elements click with certain elements, it may rain, it may storm, the sun may shine, from the morning, the rising, to the dawn, to the night. Like, I remember the other day, I was talking about the sun and the moon, of whether you want to use the 12-hour clock that people use or the 24-hour clock. This messed humanity up. Mess humanity up because you see a lot of people speeding. speeding, trying to get somewhere every day. People are rushing. And as I ask myself the questions, I don't care if people want to look at 2,025 years. It's certain things that I know humanity won't look at. But I will ask myself, where's the human race going? As I always will ask, where we're going. You know, because for them to teach people that you born as an infant, then you come into certain ages of 1 to 2, all the way to 10. Then you have 11, 12, and 13. Then you turn into a teenager. Then 18, you reach a young man and a young woman, as they say, you know? Then when you're 21 to 24 years old, you're supposed to be a man and a woman. After 25 years old, you're supposed to be a certified adult, right? Bless up, man. Bless up, open-minded. Bless up. You're supposed to be a certified adult after 25, but I don't think so. Because I'm gonna keep saying it. When you look at the world that we was all raised into, when melanated took certain values from certain people that they wasn't supposed to take, it messed up our timeline as melanated people. And for example, whether you like religion or not, we was never supposed to take their version of religions. Okay? I'm going to say it again. Their versions of religion. See, some people may think that I hate religions because I talk about them. No, I don't like the European fed religion. I don't like the Arab fed religion. Okay? I don't. And I'm not going to make my people or any people go for those religions, because those religions right there can't make the people see what they really need to see. Those religions right there would only hurt people as they keep on hurting people. And some people will be scared to say stuff like this, but me, I'm not scared to say it. Excuse me. I'm not scared to say it, because who feels it knows it. Okay? And it hurt my soul when I see the people struggling every day. See, some people that like to talk about the people that they grew up around, their neighborhood, or their community, or their state, or their borough, or their island. But there's a world out there bigger than where you came from. And the same struggle that you think your community or the people that you grew up around came from, many others went through a struggle too. Many others went through pain. Many others went through certain situations that you may not even never know about. Many others went through situations tougher than what you call a tough situation. You know, so it gets to the point when you think the world evolves around you. Nah, it's much bigger than you. There's other things going on. you know, and always see how some humans are weak-minded, because in my years of living, I remember a lot of people always telling me, and this is how I knew stuff was real. They used to say, Delvin, you can't save the world. I remember people used to tell me that, and this is why I tell people, I get on YouTube, I can't talk about other things that I don't know about. I could only speak about what I know about. I could only give you what I know. And I don't know how to give people stuff that I don't know. And as I was just saying a little while ago, excuse me, I don't want to lose track, and I don't want you to lose track either. People told me many years, many people, more than 50. A lot of people used to tell me stop. But I always know deep down in my soul that I could change the world. Because I remember almost every person telling me, like, you can't do that, Delvin, you can't do that. And this big machine world that we live in, they put it in position to make what they call the common human being feel little, like they can't accomplish real success. And I'm not talking about you having a lot of money, or you having 2 houses and a car and your wife, or other than, if I'm speaking about a female hearing it, your husband, your kids. Yeah, life is living and life is moving and life is growing. That's success in life itself. But to find the true success in life, you actually think. I used to beat my head up with this, because it still move on till this day. As I speak right now, it's still going on. And when I started this live off, with something that's speaking into what I'm speaking right now. And this is why every day I'm going to continue to beat this in the world. Because I remember people told me, you can't change the world, Delvin. You can't save the world. And I'm not going to even lie to you. Remember a couple of times I did feel down. You feel me? I ain't gonna get up here and bull crap, y'all. I ain't gonna get up here and lie and say, nah, nobody ain't stopped me. No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be straight up. Many times I felt down. I felt defeated. And you're feeling down and defeated, that's not saying that I took my sword and I took my armor and I ran off the battlefield. No. This is where, and I want you to really walk with me here. Use your ears and your heart and your soul. This is where we all gotta look within ourselves. Look within us. And I remember I said, Delvin, who gave you that voice to even think that you say you could want to change the world and change certain things? I said, who gave you that? Who told you that? And I said, Jah the Most High. and myself. And when you look at that, it ain't no human being in human history could stop that. None. So when you talk about a religion, as I always said, man, I take the Most High out of religion. I don't need to ever add the Most High in no religion, because that's not the way things is. Yes, human beings would like to add a superior being into certain religions to make it look good and sound good, but that's not life, and that's not how universal things go in life. Okay? Even with Rasta. Okay? So, because people that think that I'm being bot, nah, man. Human beings made up a lot of situations for other human beings to go by, a lot of different programs. But the realism of real life, a human being can't make that program. Okay? You can't create that code. So when I looked at it, even right now and speaking to people, I had to tap back into myself and say, yo, every time I felt down, or every time I felt like I couldn't move over the line, who was it? It was me and Ja that pushed over the line. And some people always get offended when I say this, and I offend myself when I say this too, to be honest. They made a God for you to believe in, but they didn't make you to believe in yourself. I'm going to say it again. They made a God for you to believe in, but they didn't make you to believe in yourself. Do I have to say it one more time? Yes, I'm going to say it one more time. They made a God for you to believe in, but they didn't make you to believe in yourself. And that shit hurt me so much when I look at this world and I see people hate to believe in themselves. That shit hurt. Because it ain't about you being perfect in this life. It ain't about you solving every mystery in life. But in this journey on this physical earth, it's hurtful when mankind would not let other humans evolve. And excuse me, I'm still here. It's hurtful when mankind wouldn't let other humans evolve. And like Waka Flocka said, go hard in the paint. That's certain reasons why I go hard, because I don't care who you is. I don't care if you're a Rasta. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care if you serve the Vatican. I don't care if you're a Presbyterian. I don't care if you're a Seventh-day Adventist. I don't care what you consider yourself. I'm not going to let no human being hold human beings down and hold humans hostage. Okay? I don't care. Because when I say it's me against the world, that's what I mean. I fight against anybody that will fight against that. I take that shit serious. Because it's not a joke. Because for you to call yourself a human being and you don't even understand what that is, I will fight for you when you don't fight for yourself. And when people be like, yo, why are you so serious? I've been doing this all my life. This been inside of me all my life. So the energy that I have that I've been given, I give it more. Because some people will do things for show, right? I said I can't do this for show because I remember as a teenager being a melanated man, or should I put it in better perspective, as a young man, as a teenager, and certain other men didn't like me because of the pigmentation of my skin. But I remember a couple of black people, males and females, their names will always be on secrets. And their names will always be held down, because I'm not from this new age where you get on the internet and you yell certain people name out. Hush your mouth, people. Y'all talk too much. Okay. See, y'all look at stuff and y'all take stuff for a joke, but y'all don't take it for a joke when you have all different type of people beating up black people that's innocent. I ain't talking about people that come outside every day and talk about their gangbang or their gangster or their bad B or whatever, you feel me? I'm talking about regular people that go to work that ain't doing nothing. See, when you see people mess with those people, because you thought that that was only in the 50s, 60s, and before that. But when you see that joint in the 20th century, you know it's a different type of hate, okay? And I remember seeing black men and black women stand up. I don't care what none of you people say nowadays, because every time I say black, I always hear people get mad about it, and I see certain people. But let me tell you something. I've been fighting for almost every color, as y'all want to call it, and almost every human being, as y'all want to call it. So I'm going to say this, and I may have to say it many other times. Y'all get on this YouTube thing and y'all play YouTube games. Y'all get on this internet thing and play internet games. I don't give a damn about y'all stupid games, okay? I'm not from the games of coming back and forth and going on the internet with a man or a woman. Who you think this is and what do you think this is? What are we doing? What are you accomplishing? So when people be actually coming up here and thinking that they're doing something with each other, you see, I'm going to tell you like this, because a lot of people think that they get up here and going back and forth. They're street people, and they're coming from the streets, or they're about that life. Well, if you're about that life, and you know what you're supposed to know, or you know what you think you know, right? Let me give words to the wise, or let me give words to the unwise. Or should I put it another way? Let me give words to the wise that think they are wise. All of this bantering and all of this back and forth, somebody is going to drop, and many people will drop, because I watch a lot of people play games on this internet. Y'all call it the street, right? But this is real life. Real life is more treacherous than the street. Okay? Real life is more treacherous than the street. Okay? And talking to my people in the quote-unquote hood. My people that think that they outside. Because I ain't gonna say I'm sick of everybody talking about they outside, or sick of everybody trying to act like they a street man or a street woman. Cause yeah, you could be sick of it, but you being sick of it, it ain't gonna really solve nothing. Trying to solve that situation right there is actually really opening the people up. You know, because some people don't like to be realistic with certain situations. For a man to call himself a gangster, get out there and do what he gotta do. Some people may not understand it. Some people may. For a woman to call herself a gangster and get out there and do what she gotta do, some people may understand it. Some people may not. My main point is we're losing generations. And we're not teaching generations. Okay? We're losing generations. We're losing people. We're losing what you're trying to keep a deaf culture, right? When we actually losing our real cultures. The streets is not a culture. Okay? Deaf is not a culture. Deaf ain't cool. Okay? Cause let me just give the Willy Wonka something. If you die, it ain't no way to enjoy your money or your family or your people or your so-called gang. So the people that are actually teaching people, you see, like, I don't like when people be unwise. Because some people would always say, oh, why are you talking this and why are you talking that? Or how could you say this or how could you say that? Well, whether you look in America or Jamaica or Africa, there been wars going on, and a human being is a human being, no matter what you consider yourself. You can consider yourself a Zulu warrior, and I'm not talking about anything that got to do with America. I'm talking about from Africa. Okay? You could be a Zulu warrior. You could be a Shanti warrior. You could be a Maroon warrior. But at the end of the day, would you draw yourself down to calling yourself a human being or a celestial soul or anything other than that? Or would you just stick to human and physical form? And that's where some humans are stuck in. They're stuck in the human physical form of everything is physical to them. And when they have to get spiritual or when they have to get for real, this is when I say, this is why I'm going to keep on saying it, why my people is messed up so much. They take you to religion, okay? They taught you so much about lust and greed and physical worlds. But when you have to really dig deep, they just throw a religion at you. And see, for the people with low frequency mentalities, I learned that those are the people that get offended when I say they give you religion. Because if you don't really realize who you are, that's not my fault. And yes, many people could be healers out there. They could be spiritual teachers. And as I said, I laughed the other day, right? When somebody said the spiritual community. Is you serious? If you look at the spiritual community, that's the whole world itself of human beings. Don't matter if people believe in their soul or not. Because your soul, it ain't for something you to believe in. It's there whether you believe in it or not. Okay? It's there because in order for you to have a soul and a spirit to move along with that soul to the physical force of your body, you wouldn't be able to move this physical body, okay, if you didn't have a soul and a spirit. So it ain't nothing for you to believe in. It's just something for you to know. Get the knowledge, okay? For real, because I'm going to put it to you like this. They have you believing in one thing, they'll have you believing in everything. Oops, did I say that? I'm sorry, ancestors. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let that one out. I didn't mean. Let me take it back. They'll trick you over and over again. Hold on 1 minute. I'm here. Let me be respectful and read these comments. Thank you, Sassy and Open-Minded, for being in the building. Much respect. Big up kings and queens. No religion or person can bring you to the Most High. That's a personal relationship. God is in you, not around you. No church pastor, no building brings that understanding. It's personal. Exactly, King. Bullseye, King. They took the God out of humans and put the Most High in a book and in a building. Now, I remember when I was a teenager and in my 20s, my early 20s, I was rapid fire, fast with a lot of knowledge. And nowadays, I'm not going to act like, it went away because it didn't go nowhere. It's just stored in back of my computer. And nowadays, to be honest with you, it takes time for me to get it out, It takes time for me to get it out. But when people be saying that you ain't God and God ain't inside of you and you ain't the superior, you got another thing coming to you, people. You got another thing coming to you because the Most High, I would just put it in human form. Whether you want to accept it as a girl, a boy, the Most High won't leave the children of the world without. What do you mean by that? The power that the Most High holds, I am an extension of that. You are an extension of that. Like an extension cord that brings power to a TV. But you use the word of believing. They give you words and definitions in something they call their dictionary. So they give you a lot of things in this life that they want you to believe in. And some of it is funny. Thank you to everybody that joined this live. Peace and love. I shall be back.